Apothecary Diaries, episode 5. What kind of terrible palace shenanigans will occur today? He's been touching the the rhododendron, the lead rhododendron. Oh, this is Jinshi? He's as strong as he is beautiful. He's as strong as he is creepy. That's really, really strong.
私の力任せの剣術では、ジンシ様にはまだまだ叶いません。その力がすごいんだ。さすがはマーの一族。
I like to make fun of Jinshi, but I feel it's very deliberate what they're doing with him, how they're kind of making him out to seem on the surface to be a little bit irritating. I don't know, is that just me? Especially from Maomao's perspective. But then quietly, there's a lot more going on. It makes me suspicious that it might not all just be an affectation deliberately to kind of mask something else going on. And then that raises the question of like, what exactly do we need Maomao for? Why the interest? I mean, we have the stated, I think, or just most obvious reason of, well, Maomao is new in the palace and we need to assess her abilities. Where does she fit in? Is she a threat? I'm doing this in service for the king. What would be much more intriguing though, and I kind of suspect is the case, is that Jinshi has his own bigger agenda that he thinks Maomao would fit into. I think what might have been a key detail is the episode with the crazy lady dancing on the walls, where Jinshi clearly seemed to know about that whole thing, but kept it a secret from the emperor. So loyalty to the emperor for the emperor, you know, out of a sense of like love for the emperor, seems like it's out of the question. That seems to put it more in the territory of it's a job and Jinshi needs to do this job for survival. You know, you can't piss off the emperor. So he will do as much as he has to please the emperor for his general life and survival. But like, what at heart is Jinshi's deepest motivation and goal? It actually could be against the emperor. And at this point, I'm in fanfic territory, right? But Maomao would actually be a very powerful enemy against the emperor. She is in a key position to kill the emperor. I mean, there's many ways that could become an issue, not just Jinshi. Like, she literally is the last line of defense against poison and also knows everything about poison. But Jinshi is well respected by his close associates.
少しは超えたか？多少は戻りつつあるかと。そうか。しかし。
It would be cute if the angle here was Maomao's health. It was great, the authority. Very astute. You took your mask off for a second there. Maomao in heaven right now. Yay! 2 mushrooms. Wow, 4 mushrooms, 6 mushrooms. Damn, we're just racking it up. Mushroom combo. Alright, the fattening up thing seems to mean more than it initially appeared. With food. Aphrodisiac. Yeah. Is this the one that we used? Maybe it was the military officer that was trying to seduce Jinshi. That would be an interesting full circle. Absolutely related. Not much, just another day of doing your job. Oh. So she shared them with the quack doctor. I bet the mushrooms are foreshadowing for some other things. We've now established mushrooms. Chekhov's mushrooms. Maomao could be really evil if she wanted to, speaking of which. Always curse with you people. No, but thankfully we won't have to. I mean, that just looks like your typical run-of-the-mill skingivitis. That's my doctor's assessment for today. Or you're just like touching something, man. You should stop touching stuff. Yeah, why do you think it's a curse? What have you been doing? You've been doing something that's related. Surely this time, it's not that he's touching the burnt remnants of the lead rhododendron. It can't be that again. They burned the makeup and then this poor man touched it. The hell was that? And then what happened? It exploded. There's some chemical on it. Chill, bro. Mama's just gonna start solving these in seconds. You thought you were gonna have a whole episode? No, we're done with this mystery.
この薬を塗って様子を見てください。
ああ、ありがとう。ジョーちゃんの薬はよく効くよ。すぐに良くなるさ。
Even the doctor is amazed. Did you know you can cure stuff with medicine? I just found that out.
ごきげんよう、ジンシ様。何かご用でしょうか。
Why are you here? Why are you always around?
話しかけるなと言いたげだな。
Yes.
いえ、滅相もありません。
As long as you're not touching my face, I'll allow it. Face or hair.
しました、ジンシさん。
He's just not that into you.
水に溶かしてつけます。水以外の油などで溶けるものもあるようですが、専門外なのでわかりません。
Very honest.
なるほど。
It could become your expertise though,
ご
right?
用が済んだのなら失礼します。
待て。
Well, there's a mystery of like what was behind the wooden stuff and the burned sleeves.
ロビン虫が好きだ。
Mushrooms?
ここ最近、腕に火傷を負ったものを探せ。御意。
Man, this palace has so much going on.
公にできない内容だから、一体どんな
Violent emperor overthrow.
余計なことか。毒味役の知ったことで
She keeps saying these things like it's gonna make a difference in what she does, but she can't help herself. And she's too talented. Here's another like hypothetical question based on this palace stuff. Let's say you had a chance at the emperor's role, meaning that like, you know, you actually are the central figurehead of the land and you have supreme say in what happens and all the law and stuff and whatever you want. And also to like highlight what the question is. Let's also assume that like you'd be a good leader. You wouldn't have to be unethical. You could do whatever you wanted with it, right? You could do it completely to your standards. But the two main trade-offs were you bore the responsibility of like the entire kingdom and what happened to all its people. And two, maybe more viscerally, your life is at stake at every moment of every day, and betrayal and death can come from anywhere, anyone, always for the entirety of your reign. Do you take that bargain?
おかえりなさい。マオマオ、ちょうどよかった。
They really love her.
これ着てみてくれる？嫌な予感。
Is it poisoned?
何ですかこれ？決まってるじゃない。園遊会の衣装。
Oh, this is gonna be a big day. We're going to a garden party and dressing up.
宮廷の庭園に。
Oh no, oh no. This is so dangerous. I wonder how their relationship, Maomao and Gokukyo, develops over time. Because I suspect that they're going to be competitors at some point. In Lihua, for that matter. Because we've established that beauty alone is not it. And we've also established that Maomao has some tips for people, for emperor pleasing. We haven't met the other two, right? Precious consort. Wise consort. They're like the Ninja Turtles. Virtuous consort. Pure consort. These are very odd categories. Precious, wise, virtuous, and pure? I don't know if we're really comparing apples and oranges here. Also, interesting that Lihua is the wise one, considering she was the figurehead of the whole, like, ignorance is a sin thing. Though I think we have seen she has a very strategic side. I'm interested in meeting virtuous and pure.
たまにカンが挨拶に来るから笑顔を振りまくのを忘れずにね。
You gotta fake it. There it is. He's learned well.
今回はリンリー姫のお披露目に上級妃の揃い踏みとイベント満載。
You can't be shown up.
これは戦いな
Yeah, this is a competition.
かからないと。
Concubine is war.
食事がある以上毒味役は必要不可欠。やっぱり胸元は詰め物をした方がいいわね。
Ouch. Right in the insecurity.
たまにはそばかすも隠さなきゃ。
How to find out what everyone thinks about your physical appearance.
間違いなく鉄の膀胱が必要になるな。
An iron bladder. Oh, because of like not being able to go to the bathroom? There's a medicine for this?
いい香りね。
Could
何を作って
stand to learn about this before long bus rides.
中に回路を入れれば寒さを防げるかと。
Mm-hmm.
マオマオ
What are pocket warmers made of in ancient times?
分作って。
This is the cost of being good at stuff.
慣例になれるとちょっとしたことも思いつかなくなるんだな。少しの工夫で
Man.
いくらかマシになるものなんだ。
Orb on the movements of the earth would like to know your location.
私の分もお願いしよう。私もぜひ。
はい。
作り方
Nah,
教え
Mama,
て
you're just too high profile.
お願いします。
皇帝直属のお張り子と食事
Even better than the seamstress. She's just taking everyone's job. Once again, exhaustion. Not being able to sleep. I'm so excited and scared of this garden party. Oh, there's more burning stuff. Oh yeah, we have this whole mystery at the same time as the garden party. That's oddly suspicious and ominous.
いよいよ明日か。
A lot of energy flowing into this event.
念のためあれも作っておこ
In her way, she looks excited.
たものの捜索ですが。 まだ見つからないか。
Whose arm was that we saw? I don't know, man. The people in this palace, they just do too much. You need to stop. You're all just doing too many things that you don't understand. Maybe they're trying to like rig a bomb for the emperor or for one of the concubines or something, right? They're experimenting with chemicals on wooden talismans or something, which maybe are part of the ritual rites of this party. Some sort of ceremony, something the emperor will come into contact with at a key moment that they're predicting. It's a hidden and invisible way to cause a fire or explosion. Maybe they're experimenting with it. That's why their sleeves got burned. Try to hide it in the dumpster.
申し訳ありません。
Jinshi may... Yeah, he suspects it.
何も起きなければいいが。
Yeah. Something is underfoot. Don't let the emperor near any wood. Oh my god, I just got the horrible sinking feeling that someone's gonna die. I know that's probably not the emotion I was supposed to have looking at Lady Gokuko dressed up, but that's what came to mind.
国で一番赤が似合うと言われるのもうなずける。
That's an odd compliment. How would you feel if that was like your thing? That is your contribution. In all the land, you look the best in crimson.
誰よりもお綺麗ですわ。
Well, I don't know. If she's happy, I'm happy, I guess.
変な虫がつかないように印をつけておかないとね。
Like Jinshi.
あなたは私の次女なのよ。
Never betray me. Wow, this is worth more than my whole life.
ちょっと。
Oh, it's makeup time.
化粧しましょ
Yeah, you're gonna get made up and you're gonna like it.
顔を拭いてこういう塗るわ。それからそばかすを。
Deal with your freckles. We're gonna solve this huge problem of your face.
マオマオ？嘘。どうしてマオマオあなた。ああ、バレちゃったか。
Was she already wearing makeup? Our enemies. She's our especially our enemy because we haven't had any interactions with her yet with Maomao, so we don't like her. We don't like you, Purity, Virtuous, whatever your name is. I'm skeptical that you're so virtuous. I think this is an act. I don't believe you. I don't believe it for a second. I'm not buying your voice. Lady Virtuous turns out the most likely to stab you in the back. Purity actually not pure at all. I mean, that would stack because Lihua not really that wise. What was Gokyo again? Precious. She's sort of precious. I don't know. She's the exception. Or is she? She'll be so precious when Maomao steals her emperor. But though, I mean, I don't know. She was courteous to Lihua. Tried to save her baby.
玉葉姫の肩入れが強いのはやはりお気に入りのおもちゃができたから。
Maomao. We've been spending a lot of time there.
困ったお方だ。
Yes. What do you see in him exactly?
マオマオのおかげで助かったわ。
That is understatement. She has, like, changed the entire economy of this palace. We're at a new strata of technology and ability. As expected. The weird thing is, I think when we just saw that little flash of burned hands or burned arms, it was a crimson robe. I think that's why they were calling attention to it, though I could be wrong. Okay, she has makeup on now.
ごきげんよう、ジンシ様。
Still has the same voice, though. Can't make up that.
そばかすが消えてるぞ。
はい、消しましたから。
The freckles
化粧
were
をして消したんだろ。
化粧を落としたから消えたんで
the
す。
freckles were makeup. Okay, trying to not get attention, trying to be ignored.
ああ、めんどくさい。適当にはいはい。
Sometimes that's easier, yes.
乾いた粘土でそばかすの化粧をしていました。今までジンシ様が見ていたものが化粧をした顔です。
Interesting. That makes sense, though, given what she said about what she wants.
なんでそんなことをする？
To downplay my beauty.
知りたいですか？
I mean, like, given the fact that she grew up in a world where kidnapping just seems to be the norm. Yeah, okay. I mean, isn't this like a thing in some cultures anyway? You have like hijabs, right? Where you don't show, in some cases, any of your physical features except for your eyes to men that are not your husband, I think it is, or family or something.
裏路地に連れ込まれないようにする。
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's grim, but
連れ込まれたのか。
未遂ですよ。代わりに人さらいにかどわかされましたけどね。
okay, I didn't consider how dangerous it would be working next to a brothel.
悪いな。管理が行き届いてなくて。
That's nice. He seems genuinely upset and sympathetic.
腹立たしくないのか。
それは言うまでもなく。でも、ジンシ様のせいではありません。
Oh, he doesn't like this. He takes this personally somehow. That's not how he feels. This is the best I've seen of Jinshi so far. This is the most interesting moment for him, I think. But you still don't need to touch my face, god damn it.
痛いです。
You didn't earn it. You don't earn touching my face. It doesn't matter how sympathetic your moment was. It's also especially not good timing to like touch someone's face unsolicited or touch someone at all unsolicited in this context of what they're talking about. This is a pretty horrific conversation, all told. Nevertheless, what that seems to suggest is like a deep feeling of personal responsibility for flaws in the system, in the world in which he lives, which is very, very interesting for a man of both his power and shadiness. He maybe does feel like there's something he can do or could be doing or should be doing. I don't think you really get that sort of reaction or guilt if you can't immediately identify ways in which you failed or are failing. And I think that's not already there at the ready unless you've already considered it.
男物のかんざし
Oh, he was leaving a hint!
もう早速約束を破ったのね。
I'm confused about what that means.
私だけの次女じゃなくなったじゃない。
I don't like... Wait, he just puts a hairpin in my hair after touching me unsolicitedly and now I, like, belong?
いよいよね。
Okay, I'm confused. Be careful of anyone with red robes. Pink robes? I don't know, there's a lot of colors it could have been. Someone's life is in danger. It's probably the Emperor. Whoa, what a rip-roaring garden party this is. Look how much fun the Emperor is having. Thrilling. And who is this shadowy figure? Is it Purity? Oh man, we don't get to find out. It's a two-parter. I'll bet it's virtuous. Something about her. A little bit too cutesy for me. There's also that idea of like people confess their sins with their virtues, or like people will wear the mask specifically of the thing they're trying to hide. So like, you know, if they're really shy and lonely, they'll put on a very outgoing, sociable mask. Or people with truly snake-like intentions will wear that mask of magnanimity, being super generous and like helpful. But it's because of that very thing that it's not flowing from the source of that virtue, but rather is flowing from the source of the sin that makes it a mask that eventually reveals the cracks in it. Because it flows from a different source, it will have a slightly, subtly different manifestation in action. So over a long enough time, people can sort of sniff it out, get little hints here and there. Sometimes you see this when there are like crusaders of causes or justice, when really it's about their own aggrandizement and attention. And one way this reveals itself over time is because it's not actually about the goodness or the issue itself, they'll end up shifting their center to whatever is that optimal attention point or that optimal aligning with mass appeal point. There'll be an inconsistency to it. They'll go wherever the latest uproar is. So this is a really dangerous thing to try to diagnose because sometimes those symptoms come from actually being that thing, right? Like you don't want to look at a virtuous person and say, oh, well, it's because they're showing virtuousness, that means they're actually a snake. But yeah, I don't trust these newcomers as much.